Oh yeah, it's like the 6th or 8th today, Stoic. I can't keep track anymore. I took a break, hoping that it was going to get better, but it's not. Like the backup ISP is completely down. It's pitch black skies. I know exactly what it is. It's there's flooding between us and the city. And so the fiber lines that run between here and the city run along the side of the highway, buried in conduit. And somewhere between here and there, it's flooded. And I guarantee there's like water down in a pipe somewhere, and it's causing connectivity issues. Because I can also do, when I ran my speed test earlier on the connection that I used for it's not even registering as like, so the guy we use, um, this is a really backwoods scenario. So I have a cable connection as my backup, and I have a fiber as my main. The main I have is a local guy. So the telephone company has a fiber line that runs through the heart of our little town, 2 blocks from my house, and they won't run it up to my house. But this local guy has a co-op, and he ran fiber around town, and he has a fiber line. So he has with the telephone company, and then he's an engineer, and he sublets off of his backbone. And normally it's great. I have like a 70 up, 70 down, which is way more than I need. But on days like today, he's relying on whatever connectivity he has. And I know, so the name of the network, so when I did my speed test today, the name of the network didn't even show up. It showed up as another network. And yesterday, when I did a speed test, it showed up as Starlink. So he's got like 2 or 3 backups that he's running. So if the main goes down, he can still keep service to his clients. So that's how I know the main line is down between here and the city, because he's not even running um, his main. He's not even on the main backbone from here to the town. He's on a backup. So yeah, it's hurricane season here, so it's a miracle that I have somewhat reliable connectivity. Um, and it's whatever's going on is just it's like a hiccup, because my internet's not actually going down. It's some sort of connectivity issue with the stream. I don't know exactly what's happening. I don't know. I'm not a tech person, so I can't fix it. All I know is I'm having a shitty internet day. So I was gonna take a break, and I did, and I came back, and it was still shitty after 2 hours. So I'm just gonna suck it up and just when it goes down, I'll bring it back up. I mean, I have nothing else to do. This is my job, so I just kind of have to grin and bear it. The only other thing I could do is I could go away and just make videos and upload them, which I may end up doing this afternoon at some point. Um, yes, Atara, wasps will get in and chew because they like to take things and go use them to build their nests with. So they'll definitely chew through. If a box isn't sealed, they'll get in there and chew things. So we have lizards. We have iguanas and lizards, and the lizards will get in the conduit where the electric cables run, and the lizards, they act like rats. So the lizards will get in there and they'll move around and they'll piss and shit and chew on things. And if they don't die off, or if you don't get rid of them, or if you can't get rid of them, they will eventually get in there and they'll move things around and they'll start to cause shorts in the electrical. Uh, so yeah, it's a thing. Nature. Stoic says I was listening in the background as I was driving for work and I was on the road for 6 hours. You've had like 5 DCs. Oh yeah, I've had a few this morning. I'm very grumpy. We had a animal death this morning on the homestead, followed by really crappy internet all morning, and it's made me extremely irritable. But I am just gonna grin and bear it and try to get shit done anyway. And if it goes down again, I'll get it back up, and we'll just keep going. All right, I think I only need 3 more duraluminum to make my ornithopter. I think, unless my math is completely off. So anyway, guys, I'm here for the next few hours, unless the power goes out completely or something. So I'm sure there's going to be more DCs. So if there are more DCs, I apologize in advance. I can't fix it. The only thing I can do is just, I'll be back in a few minutes after the DC. Anybody who's been around for a long period of time knows that this happens from time to time. I mean, I'll have 2, 3 weeks of rock solid stable internet, and then a storm rolls through, and I have like 3 days of shitty internet, and then it comes back. It's the downside of living in the city or living in the country. And I bitch about it every single time it happens because it's like, ah! Twitch is easy. It's YouTube that's a pain in the ass because YouTube, I have to spin up a brand new stream. I have to set the ads all over again. I have to set the category all over again. Like, whereas Twitch, if you just leave the thing open, it just reconnects in a couple of minutes. But YouTube, once the stream is down, you have to completely restart all your software, and just a pain in the butt. Well, thank you, Stoic. All right, let's see if I have enough to make my assault ornithopter. Uh, we're gonna go through here one at a time, and I'm going to actually timestamp this because this is the culmination of like I don't even know how many hours I've put into this. Um, it's been like 2 weeks, I think, of duraluminum harvesting in between making all the other things that I've been making to try to get this beast created. All right, let me get some stuff out of the way here. Get this over here. Moment of truth. Let's see if we can get this assault copter made. So we're going to start off with the cabin. And we're going to craft. Then we're going to make the chassis. Oh, I'm missing something for the engine. Oh, cobalt paste is what I'm short on now. Oh no! Never mind. We're not making my assault copter. God damn it. It used way more paste than I thought it was. I didn't even pay attention to the paste. I didn't pay attention. I've been eyeballing duraluminum the whole time. Well, we got to go on a paste run, which means I got to go down to the depths of the deepy depths. All right. Let me go at top and see if there's. I need to make sure I've got filters going. Oh, I have no idea how much I need, Howie. A bunch. I could have sworn I had some. Well, now I need to do the math on how much cobalt paste I need, so that when I go down there. All right. So I've made the cabin and the chassis, right? Yes. Cabin, chassis. I need 25. 25. 25. 25. 4 times 6 is 24. 36. 36. It's time to go do the calculator. What do you mean, how is my UI a different color? Don't know what you're talking about, Teldris. My UI is the same color as everybody's UI. Plus 25 plus 25 plus 24 plus 36 plus 36. I need 196 cobalt paste. Which is, I think it's 2 per, 3 per. So I need like 600. I need like 600 crystals. I mean, if you've got any, Howie, I'll take them, but I need a boatload. So if you don't have a boatload, no worries. I'm going to need some anyway, so I kind of need to go down into the tunnels and collect. But you're going to need a whole bunch of it yourself, Howie, so I wouldn't stress too much. Unless you just happen to have a boatload sitting around. All right, water production is still going on. Let's see here. It's yellow on my screen. I have no idea why you guys say it looks green. That's weird. I'm checking this. I just checked the stream too. It looks fine to me on stream. Got a helmet that I forgot to put away. I need fuel cell. David says it's yellow to me, right? Folks may have some weird filters on their screens, like blue screen filters and things that make things look different. Yeah, let's go ahead and repair up. The last time I did this, I had to get creative about finding the PSU in the engine. Okay. This doesn't need to be repaired, does it? Might as well give it a whack since I've got this out. Alright, that's repaired. I should probably make another jump belt. Before I go anywhere, because this one's pretty quick. You have 750 cobalt paste or 750 crystals, Howie? Oh, here they are. This is what I'm looking for. Cobalt paste? Oh, you have plenty. I will take some. I need 196. 196. And I can come pick them up if you toss me an invite. Or I can toss you an invite. And I will come pick them up. And thank you in advance. I need iron to make a lead belt. No, it's not. I want the full suspensor belt. Okay, you're going to be on your way here. Thank you, by the way, Desmarius. This is the Marakeb still suit. Although I have the batik chest piece, but I'm using the Marakeb um, cosmetic for it with the sunset dye. Yeah, the first one you can craft that looks like this is the I think it's called the Survivor still suit, which I think is tier 3 or tier 4. It's tier 4. Oh, it's the native still suit. Sorry, it's the native still suit. This is the first one you can craft with this look, which has the catch tubes and an open face, is the native still suit, and it has like that cloak. I have not crafted this one because it's not better than the one I'm wearing. I have a purple one that is better than this. Like that's 152 heat protection, 1-2, and I have like 184 2.0, so like, and 1.2. So my purple set is better than that T5 orange set. Ugh. Well, while Howie's on his way, I'm gonna go grab another cup of coffee and pray the internet doesn't DC. My niece is playing with Play-Doh. Had to show me all the things she's building. Only she's not. I don't have kids, so it's funny to live through other people's children. Howie says he's here. Are you up top? I gotta come find you. You may have landed up top, in which case I'll have to come up there really quick. Oh, I see where you are. Here. There he is. Oh, you got like a Guardians of the Galaxy look going on, man. "61 paste." Hang on, yeah, let me go dump this, and I'll be right back for the rest, because, yeah, it is heavy. I forgot I gotta go dump this in a box. Stoic says you can get a full set at the Crossroads Trade Post. Interesting. That's 153. I needed like another. I needed 196. If you don't have any more, no stress. I will go grab some. But if you have any more, I will take it. I need like another 50-ish. It is heavy is the problem. But thank you, Howie. I owe you one. Thank you. By the way, you have access to the whole base now. You can drive into the garage from the backside, or you can fly up top. There's a landing platform all the way at the top, too. And all these doors are flagged for guild members. I don't have any facilities yet, but I think up top at the landing platform, I'm going to put some community chests and a water cistern. Alright, yeah, give me 2 seconds. Let me go. I think theoretically I have everything to make this new Thopter. We're about to find out. Let me see if I'm short anything. I'm not good at math, so there's a chance I'm short. Okay. Let's see here. Alright, I made the cabin and the tail chassis. What do I still need for the engine? Oh, I need one more hydraulic piston. Frack. Alright, I'm gonna have to go grab one of those, at the very least. But I know where to get those. I didn't realize I was short one of those. Okay, so cockpit, craft. Generator, craft. Tail, craft. Wings, 6, craft. Storage, craft. Thruster, craft. Alright, the only thing I need is the engine, which means I need a piston. That's a quick run. That's a quick run to get a piston. I need one hydraulic piston and a handful of duraluminum ingots. I was off by 8 ingots, so I need to make 8 ingots and go get hydraulics. Oh, did I only need 4? Hold on, hold on. I thought it was 6 wings. Hold up. I thought it was 6 wings for the... If it's only 4 wings, then I'm good. I could have sworn it was 6. Alright, let's craft 3 more wings. Okay. It'll tell me in a bit. I thought it was 6. Well, the scout only has that. Okay, let me just do this. It's Dude is saying, so everybody in chat is saying it is 6. So hang on, I need to make a couple more wings, and then I gotta go get 1 pump. Crafted too many wings. Just double check this. There's 3 wings. Alright, we're good. So I do need to get the generator. Not the generator, I need the engine. I need 8 more ingots and 1 piston. So I was off by 8 ingots. Alright, pistons are easy to get. I just gotta make a quick rundown. Well, thanks very much, Newt. Good to see you chatting here. Let me grab this. I gotta grab my armor because it's a little bit of a dangerous camp. I'm not gonna go down there in my still suit. I was just down there with Bubbleoni and the guys today. And I didn't grab one because I didn't think I needed one. Did I put the wrong boots on? The wrong boots on. Apparently I have a pair of mercenary heavy boots that are not my own. An industrial pump. Yes, an industrial pump. Okay. Just one. Let me double check. I could swear that's the only piece I still need. Where's the engine? Not pump. I'm sorry. It's not pump. It's hydraulic piston. So it's not pump. I misspoke. It's one hydraulic piston. So I misspoke on that. It's not the pumps, because the pumps are for the other thing. My brain is like, pumps and pistons! Otherwise, I should have everything else I need. I have a cabin, a chassis, cockpit, generator, tail. I don't know where it stuck my wings. Storage, thruster. Yeah, no worries. I gotta go grab them. Probably stuck those in a chest somewhere. I know where to go grab one of these things, so I'll go get one really quick. Question is, where did it stick my other wings? No idea which one of these. There they are. That's the chest that counts as the first one. All right, we are gonna go get one of those pistons. I should have plenty of fuel to get there and back. Good enough. Let me mark it on the map. Piston. I'm gonna grab one more fuel cell just in case. And away we go. And then after that, if the internet's good, and we're not having any more DCs, if we're not having any storms, I might make my first trek out in the deep desert to do some official, like, exploration. Not in my assault thopter. I'll take my scout thopter. But I might actually go out there and just take a look at what the deep desert is like on our server. I only need one piston. Right, Dark Lord, but it's forced PvP. What's funny to me is I don't think any of the people who complain ever actually played. So I played EverQuest back in the day, and when the Shadows of Luklin came out, the Temple of Sra is what it was called, required this months-long quest chain. Literally took months to complete, to get the key to get into the Emperor's chambers to kill Emperor Sra. And on our server, Moral Fool, the top guild literally permacamped the mobs that you needed to get the keys, so that to get in to kill the Emperor. So no one was allowed to kill the Emperor for the entire duration of the expansion because of a guild. And only after the next expansion had launched were other guilds allowed to go in and then start attempting to clear Emperor Sra. A full expansion. That was a whole year of real time that no one else was allowed to do it. And people here cry about, someone took my node before me, and it's going to be 45 minutes before I'm allowed to get it again.
I see someone.
There's someone here. I got enemy.
I gotta be super careful in here because these guys can eat me alive. I just need one chest. Problem is, I think all the chests are upstairs. Or inside. Oh, nope, there's one right here. Please have a piston. Please have a piston. I'm out! Bitch! I only needed one. Let's get back and get this Thopter made, man. Yeah, I used to do the whole server first thing back when I was in EverQuest 2 days. EverQuest 2, Vanguard Saga of Heroes. We did 7 years with a team of around 32 people. We only had 2 people quit. Actually, we had 1 person quit in 7 years, and we booted 1 person. That was it. 2 people was all we lost in 7 years. We had a very tight crew, and we did EverQuest 2. We came off of EverQuest 1, went and did a whole huge EverQuest 2 run, and then we did the Alpha and Beta of Vanguard, and then about 6 months of Live. And then after that was when things sort of went their separate ways. And I used to track, I have a resume that I used to use, which was my guild leader resume, which is how I got some of my first jobs as a writer, because I had put so much time into these games that I was able to get writing gigs, writing guides for games. And the month of February 2007, I think it was February of 2007, if I remember correctly, I logged almost 300 hours in Vanguard. Raid leader, guild leader, no sleep. Literally no sleep for like the whole month because it was like a launch. But we were getting world firsts left and right, left and right. And if those were the days of streaming, like, you know, getting world firsts when you're live streaming, that could be a big deal. It could be a lot of money in that. But that's purely PvE, like no PvP required to do any of that. That was just being first. And you used to get like tags, like if you were Wordle first on something, there would be a broadcast across the whole world that you and your guild had achieved that thing first. That's bragging rights, that's all it is. Alright, engine. Craft. Yep. Long ago. All right, moment of truth. I gotta go put a bunch of shit in storage and grab all this stuff. They had a PvP. I don't remember if they had a PvP server, to be honest with you. Can't remember. It's been too long ago. All right. In this chest is a wing and a wing and an engine. And I think the rest of the pieces are in the storage. Alright, alright. It's gonna tell me that shit's too heavy, probably. Oh, it is! It's gonna tell me that I'm carrying too much shit. I may have to go assemble some of this. Because it's so heavy. Alright, I'm just gonna do this on the roof. There's no storms at the moment. We should be okay. Alright, Assault Ornithopter Chassis. There better not be any storms that are going to come through and destroy this. Alright, go grab the other pieces. Hang on. Now the hard decision is going to be whether or not I go below 60,000 on the customization. Am I missing a wing? I feel like I'm missing a wing. I wonder if there was another wing in one of those chests that I missed grabbing. There totally was. Alright, now we get to fuel this bad boy up. Wow, so 50% was all I got. One medium fuel cell only does 50%. Alright. Oh my god, this thing is slow. Holy shit, this thing is slow. Like, even just to take off, it is a behemoth. Oh my god, it's a tank. Like, it's super slow. However, we have 1,000 storage space. Yeah, I gotta go spend the money to get the Atreides skin, which is super. Oh my god, even just like the flying up is super slow. Oh my goodness. All right, but I gotta go get the skin. Like, I can't have a non-Atreides looking thing. It does not shoot. I do not have a I did not have a rocket launcher for it because it's either storage or the rocket launcher. And I'm going with storage, so. I can't remember if it's 60 or 80,000 for the skin. I can't believe I'm gonna go blow my tax money. Should I blow my tax money? I need to think long and hard about this for a minute. Taxes are due. I'm gonna go look this up, see if I can find how much I can't remember if it's 60 or 80,000. If it's only 60, it's not that big of a deal. If it's 80, I'm gonna cringe a little bit. So the starter car got nothing on the IRS. Let's just take all that with me and leave 50 in. Yeah, I think it's 60, but I can't remember. I think the only thing on there that was 80 was the building set, but there's I'm sure people do have guides, Dark Lord. The big thing is just you make a ton of money running quests, but at some point there are no more quests to be done. And at that point, the way to earn money is to participate in the Landsrad, because the first rank of every Landsrad activity grants you a minimum of 10,000 coin. And obviously, when you go through and run deep, when you run dungeons, you could sell those to the merchants. You get unique schematics. You could sell those on the broker. Also, if you're going to go out and harvest tier 6 resources, those are going to go for a fortune on the brokers. Well, there are lots of ways to make money, but it's not something. I don't know that there's any concrete way to like grind money, unless you're going to go out there and like harvest top tier resources to sell on the exchange. All right, let's go blow 60 grand. I know I basically just stockpiled all the money from running quests and just literally because my taxes are like 28,000 every 2 weeks. So I've been very cautious about my expenditures. The only thing I've purchased have been all of the Atreides skins and building sets. That's the only thing I've purchased. But now that I'm getting to the end game, like this weekend, I'm gonna try to go do some tier 6 Imperial testing stations with the guild in the deep desert, and I fully anticipate that we'll come out of there with some cash and some schematics and some gear, like we can break down. But the thing is like the first few runs of those dungeons, like no one's gonna want to sell anything because you need all those parts to make T6 gear. So it just depends on how much money do you need. By the way, I did have a couple of things available up for sale on the broker, but I seriously doubt they sold because they were things that everybody could get, and so I haven't ever come back here to see if they sold. Yeah, see, oh, that one did sell, so I made 1,000. That one did not sell, so I sold one at least. 1,000 credits is 1,000 credits, man. No, there are many locations, Dark Lord. Many locations. The base map for the game is called Haga Basin, and that's broken up into like I think 10 regions. It's a big map. And then the deep desert is 81 quadrants, which is like multiple times larger than the map that we all start off the game in. And then the world map, which you just saw, has lots of instances off of it for quests and stuff.
Always good to
Jerome
see
says
a
I read the
familiar
dungeons can
face.
get between
What
15
can
and
I do for you
25k
today?
per run. That's kind of what I was assuming, because I've been able to come out of the solo dungeons with like 5 to 10k. So I figured we would be able to get a decent amount of money. It's 60k, so 60,000 for the Ornithopter variant. Now we're gonna go back and skin that bitch. And that's the very last thing that I had left to purchase on the Atreides merchant. So I am now 100% done with purchasing everything I need from the Atreides faction merchant. Oh, I have no clue, wipe shots. I don't pay attention. And I also remove those people from my YouTube channel. So I wake up with them every morning, and there's like anywhere from 15 to 30 whiny bitches, and I just hide them from the channel, and I don't want them in my community. So I know there are still people complaining about things, but it doesn't. It's that I'm not having a problem with the game. Like, I literally made my base building video last night about how I'm addicted to base building, and I woke up this morning and I had like 5 or 6 comments from people who are like, "You're gonna be so bored when you get to the deep desert. There's nothing to do." And I'm like, "I'm not you. Like, I'm sorry that you're bored. It sucks." We were talking about that the other day. Like, people who get bored that quickly, that's a personal problem. You're instant gratification person. You're already out of things to do. I don't suffer from that affliction. I still have like another month of base building ahead of me. We were talking this morning because I had so much water production to do. I was about to go create my first alt. I might be ready to do my Atreides or my Harkonnen alt. I should have come in on the north side. I came in on the northeast. I wasn't paying attention because I was talking, not paying attention. I'd say that's pretty accurate, Pac-Man. A professor said one time that when somebody says they are bored, they are really saying that they are boring. Pretty much. That's accurate. Like, any intelligent person can find things to do to keep themselves occupied no matter what it is that they're doing. Yeah, but that's a bug, wipe shots, and also Funcom has been doing a pretty good job of restoring those people's ornithopters. So if that happens, you can do a bug report and you can provide Funcom with the location, time, and the ID of your ornithopter, and they have been working at getting people their ornithopters back in the cases of that happening. So. I think I'm inside the shield. Oh, I'm a tiny bit poking out of the shield. Alright. I could park that downstairs, but I'm not going to right now. Alright, let's skin this bad boy. Chris is yelling at our niece. I don't know what's going on out there. Okay, we want to customize variant. Apply customization to all. Oh, swatches. We're gonna go to the deep sunset global dye swatch. Oh my. Oh my. Hang on, I gotta take this bitch up top so I can get a proper look at her. My, oh my, oh my. That is one sexy looking ornithopter. God, I love like the transport pods underneath the wings there. Thank you for the cobalt paste, Howie. Appreciate that. So now, this is ready because this can haul up to 3 other players with me. So we're now good for deep desert runs to go to Imperial testing stations, because assuming that there's no more bugs like zoning in with a group full of people, because theoretically we hop in, we get 3 passengers that can hop in with, and then go from there. Oh yeah, the carrier is much bigger, Howie. The carrier is built to pick up other vehicles, and that's what picks up the vacuum cleaner spice harvester from the spice blows. So you use the carrier ornithopter because that vacuum cleaner doesn't move very quickly. So you pick that up with the carrier thopter, and so somebody's in the carrier driving the carrier, someone's in the vacuum cleaner. You drive that out to the spice blow. You have people on bikes running around with thumpers to keep the worms distracted. You lower the vacuum cleaner onto the spice blow. The person driving that drives it around the spice blow until the worms get bored with the thumpers and then come in, and then the person with the carrier has to stay above them the whole time and be ready to drop down and pick up the harvester and get it out of danger before the worm comes. And if Shai Halud himself shows up, it's a big area. Yeah, I don't know if that bug is fixed where it stops you at the zone and says you have to go in separate vehicles, but I think once you get over to the other side, you can then all join up in the same vehicle again. I don't know, there's some wonkiness that has to be worked out with that. But yeah, the carrier thopter is bigger than this. But this is the passenger thopter now, so. God, this thing is slow. But guess what? I got boosts. God damn, this thing is slow. All right, this is crafted. That's all I care about. I got my assault ornithopter. All right, this thing gets parked now. I don't touch this until we're ready for guild runs. So it's crafted, it's made. Let's park this in here. No. Stop. There we go. All right. However, the wings are outside of the... I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. I may have to come back up and resituate this. I think that's another... That's somebody else has it. That looks like an assault one too. Or maybe it's just the base. I don't know what the base model looks like anymore. Alright, let's back this buggy in here. It does say that it's sheltered in base, so... we should be okay. However, that thing takes up more room than I thought it was going to. So this landing platform may need to be expanded a little bit. God, that thing looks awesome, though. All right, cool. Woo! That's one big project off my brow. Okay, now I can move on to the next stage of production. Which, first things first, I need to make a new leap belt, suspensor belt. Yeah, the skins do some weird stuff with like sizes of things. Okay. And those things use a ton of fuel too, so I'm gonna have to make a lot more fuel boxes to handle that. All right. I probably need to check the filters. because they're probably about ready to be replaced to produce more water. And then I got to figure out what I want to produce next, because I don't have an agenda past the assault thopter. The agenda was get that thing ready for the weekend so that we can be ready to start doing like guild exploration in the deep desert. So I'm good to go. I'm on schedule for that now. I need to essentially just get stuff together to repair all my stuff. All right. What do I need to make a new? Full suspensor belt. Nothing. We're already good to go. I already have the things. So let's make that. Okay. That can replace that. Okay. I need some duraluminum to repair that. I need 7. And I definitely am going to need a whole bunch more paste. So I'm going to have to go do a paste run at some point. I need another aluminum ingot. Make a tent. Let me do this repair, and then I gotta see what I need to make the tent. You're not wrong. I should make a tent. Before we go to the deep desert, I should definitely make a tent. You're not wrong. That's a good one. Definitely need to make a tent. And I should probably that Deca whatever I'm gonna need that thing filled up because I'm gonna have to switch out to that as a leader, John, away from the one I've been using this one since the game launched. That's the level 1 leader John with only 1500 capacity. I've been using that since the game started. I'm 250 hours in and I've never moved away from it. But going into the deep desert, that's not going to be enough water. And also, so the big thing is like the big thopter, we can't. I might not want to take the big beast of an ornithopter out there yet, to be honest with you, because we can't store that on the handheld. And like paying attention to like if we want to keep that and have stuff in storage on it, like backup gear and stuff, we can't hide it anywhere. We don't have a base. We don't have a base blueprint ready to go for the deep desert to keep us safe while we're on the northern side. So if we go out there over the weekend to go do dungeons, it's probably going to be better off taking our scout thopters because we can put those in our handheld devices and hunker down in a still tent when storms hit. Like that's probably a much safer option. I got to do some serious thinking about prep for that run because it's not going to be as simple as just going out there. We're going to have to take plenty of water. We got to take backup gear. Still tents. What do I need? I need 1 steel ingot to make a still tent. What do I need to make a steel ingot? I need an iron ingot. Okay, making my still tint. Nice. I hadn't had one of those up until this point. Can I deploy it just anywhere, or does it have to be deployed on sand? And then what? Enter. Woot! Is that the health of the tent? What's up with the water? Oh, so it's recycling water like a still suit. And then you consume it. You can consume it straight from the tent. That's pretty cool. And then it has hit points, so you can repair it. Did I play Factorio? Nah. Wasn't really something I was interested in. Somebody asked something about another game too earlier, and I forgot to answer. Oh, somebody asked about Ashes of Creation. I will not be playing Ashes of Creation. First and foremost, I don't like full PV. I don't like PvP games. I'm only playing this game because PvP is optional and I'm not required to participate. Ashes of Creation, you are forced to participate in PvP, and I refuse to play games that force me to participate in PvP. Second, and most important of all, Ashes of Creation is a crowd-funded, probably never going to release MMORPG that is purposefully keeping itself in a state of perpetual development so that they never actually have to release anything. Because if they never release, they don't have to. They're not beholden to any laws. They're not beholden to any consumer laws. They're in an early access state and they're taking donations for their project. Those donations are literally considered donations. You're not pre-ordering Ashes of Creation. Read the fine print. Read the terms of service. Same thing with Pantheon. Same thing with all those crowd-funded games. You're not pre-ordering the game. You're making a donation to the company in exchange for them making a good faith effort to develop the game. But if you read the fine print, they are not required to deliver a product. Ever. It says that they may deliver a product at some point down the road, but there is no timeline for said product. And that all they say is that if they ever do get to a point where they can't produce a product, they will provide the users with an accounting of where the money went and how it was spent. They are not. Yeah, it's a total. Yeah. I don't buy into those. I don't buy into those. So you can consume water, exit the still tent, pick it up, and it puts it in your inventory. That's cool. Okay, well I have a still tent now. All right. Probably need to get some wire together. Oh, it has felt like a cash grab for like the last 5 years. Like there has been no noticeable progress. They keep rebooting the game. It's the same thing with Camelot Unchained and Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. All those games doing the same thing. Every 6 months they reinvent the wheel and they come up with some reason why they're not going to be able to release. They have to push it back even further and they got to change the whole vision and oh, we're going to do this now because this is going to be better, or we're going to add a new game mode because that's going to bring in a new $75,000 of cash to keep the two people working on the game. Like, it's all fucking smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors. Where do I have my metal stashed? Aha! Are we talking Star Citizen? The one thing I will say about Star Citizen, though, is they have had a far. There are actually people streaming that game full time for a living. There are full time Star Citizen streamers who have been doing it full time for like 4 or 5 years now. None of the other crowdfunded games have that. On top of which, Star Citizen has had a publicly playable, no NDA in place, fully streamable client for like 4 or 5 years now. None of the other indie projects can say that. And also, all the other indie projects have raised, 5 to 10, maybe $15 million, whereas Star Citizen has raised almost $1 billion at this point. So there is a little bit of a difference in principle, though we are talking the same thing. Oh, I did not mean to craft a max of those. I'll craft a few. $430 ought to be enough. We'll do one more. That gives me like 500 wire. Yeah, there we go. Well, the thing with Star Citizen, though, is they don't have to be viewed any better because they have so much funding and so many people. It's not even a. Like, I own it. I've played it from time to time. I enjoyed it. We actually, I was going to start streaming it regularly at the beginning of the year when they did the Pyro launch, but it still wasn't stable enough for me to want to stream it. Like I was like, it needs some more stability because when I tried to play it, it was like right after it went live, and it like kept going down, kept crashing. I was like, I'm not willing to stream this yet. Um, I'm in it for $40. I backed the Kickstarter like 20 years ago, but that's all I'm in it for is $40. Okay. Let's go ahead and repair my Thopter so that we're ready to go for the weekend. One day they will fix the hitboxes on these to where it's easier to repair. I always forget what angle I gotta hit to get the... I could have sworn it was up top, but it didn't hit it from up top. I may have to duck out here. I'm hearing some noises out there. I might have to go check to see what's going on. Oh, oh. No, that's the generator. It's the engine. I gotta figure out how to get to this. There it is. I was gonna say I could have sworn it was on top somewhere. Alright. That's fully repaired. Ships are beautiful, Moorblade. Like, and I'm actually not interested in Star Citizen. What I'm interested in is Squadron 42. Squadron 42 is what I really want. I could give two shits about the live universe thing that they're building. I just want Squadron 42. So for me, that's really the only thing I care about. That's what I backed. I didn't back the online evolution and all this other shit, but I'm willing to just let the project do what it's going to do, and I don't care about it because I think what they're building is super cool. And I've been subscribed to their newsletter since the very first day. And the one thing I will say for Star Citizen is they fucking work hard, and they have produced reliably over the years progress reports. And I can actually see the progress of the game, even if I don't care about what they're producing, because I really am only interested in Squadron 42. I can't say that about any of the other indie crowdfunded projects, because those companies will be dark for 6 months and then they'll produce some little update where it's like, look guys, we did some new concept art and we have a new character model and there's 2 new zones. And then 6 months later, oh guys, we got to scrap all that because we're moving to Unity 6 and from Unity 5, and it's not going to work, and we got to go to the HDR pipeline, and now we're going to change art style, and oh guys, we're going to switch from Unity 4 to Unity, or we're going to switch from Unreal 4 to Unreal 5, and it's going to be 6 months, and then oh, we're in Unreal 5. Look at this, we can do all these new things that we couldn't do with Unreal 4, so now we're going to add all of these new features. And it's like, the games are never going to come out. Whereas with Star Citizen, you can actually see the progress, touch the project, play the project, and they've made, they have hundreds of legitimate employees, and there's been, I'm not saying the game is in a great state. I am saying it's if you look at it as the unicorn that it is an interesting case study in crowdfunding because no other project has achieved what they have achieved. And they have the luxury of continually evolving because they have an ongoing, never-ending source of funding. And until that dries up, they're never going to stop. Um, a case like Ashes of Creation, you have a guy who's wealthy enough that he can just continue to fund it. And as long as that's the case, that'll never release either. And then in the case of Pantheon, they have a single developer working on the game, and they've already spent millions that were completely misspent, and it's all that money's gone, and they're never going to release. Um, they burned up all the goodwill with the community that they had. No one's playing the game. I checked the Steam population like a week ago, and it's like it's less. There are fewer people playing Pantheon than there are people playing P99 EverQuest every single night. The audience is gone. Like the people who cared about Pantheon have seen the writing on the wall. The project is dead. The project that I was involved with, which I can't talk about for legal reasons, um, because there's still stuff going on, also could never do anything, and it also has like no people playing it. Right, and then you see stuff like Chrono Odyssey trying to come out. That was a fucking nightmare. I'm so glad I didn't waste my time on that. Chrono Odyssey, that was a nightmare. Like, it's really hard to build an MMO, and it takes a lot of money, and it takes a group of people who can work together and not let egos get in the way. And the other thing too is feature creep. If you let feature creep get in the way, you're never going to launch. And that's the biggest problem with most of these projects is they let feature creep get in the way. Even Star Citizen. Star Citizen is the number one most guilty culprit when it comes to feature creep. Which is why when you look at Dune Awakening, you'll see people complain about like there's no auto run in the game, and that's because they stripped auto run out to make combat changes to the melee combat, and then they pushed auto run as a feature out to the first patch, which is coming in. Like, I don't know if they're going to do it in the patch that's coming out in July or if it's going to be the big patch in August. But like, that's the absolute. Yep. I did. I founded 2 game studios and worked on 2 big projects over 10 years. One was an MMO, and then the second one I did with my wife and my brother and a bunch of contractors. We did a tabletop game, a point-and-click adventure game, and a novel that came out to coincide with everything. Just follow the links on YouTube. You'll find all the things. There's a whole bunch of shit. We've documented everything over at the Patreon page. Yep. All right. Exactly, R. Jolly. For a live service project, um, it launches and then it gets added to over time. And expansions come, you add features, they add story updates. I mean, you can look at even like how many story updates has Lord of the Rings Online done over 18 years, right? Um, Lotro story updates. I'm genuinely curious about this. Um, the most recent was June 18th, 2024 was update 44.3. And the thing is like updates, it's not this is crazy. They've done hundreds of updates. So if you go back here, I'm gonna bring this up for the purpose of showing people this here. Oh, it doesn't have a dark mode. Ugh. Well, guys, just prepare your eyes. We're gonna go look at something that is not. It doesn't have a dark mode. So I apologize in advance for there not being a dark mode for this website. It's gonna be blindingly white. So this is when Lord of the Rings came out. Right here. March, well, that's the first patch anyway. That was March 6, 2007. That was the first patch. So volume of 1 had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 patches. Then they had Shores of Evendom. And then they have these are not DLCs, by the way. These are story updates. These are patches with story updates. So Shores of Evendom, City of Kings, Defenders of Eriador, Ashen Waste, Doom of the Last King, The Ring Forges of Eregion. Then we get to Volume 2, which is the first expansion. So just the base game looks like 30 story patches. 30 story updates and patches ish. I'm not going to do the math on that. That looks like 20 to 30. Then we get to Volume 2, and there's a whole bunch of stuff in Volume 2. Then we get to Volume 3, all sorts of stuff through Volume 3. Look at all these. These are all Volume 3. And then we get to Helm's Deep, Breaking of Isengard, Paths of the Dead, Update 19. They moved to a different naming policy after that, right? So Volume 3 was when they did Book 2, and then they moved to Update 1. But look at these are all updates that have happened since Lord of the Rings Online went live 18 years ago. Every year they do 10, 12 updates almost every year. Look at this update. Update 2023 from 2018 to 2019. That's like 20 updates. Okay? What's up, Larry B? So when you look at a game, look at all these updates. That's a couple hundred, maybe, I don't know, 100 plus updates over 18 years of the game being live. So when you see a game like Dune Awakening that just launched, Star Wars: The Old Republic looks exactly like that, by the way. So does EverQuest 1 and EverQuest 2. Dungeons & Dragons Online, World of Warcraft, all of these live service games that have been out for more than a decade have an update list that looks like that. I would argue that the Lord of the Rings team and the Star Wars: The Old Republic teams are probably the hardest working in the industry in terms, but they also have these massive IPs that support tons of updates because there's so much stuff that can get added to those games because of the IPs. Dune is an IP that is equally as big as Lord of the Rings Online, or excuse me, as Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. So I look at Dune And when I see Funcom talk about having a 10-year plan for the game, I just kind of sit back and go, cool. Like, I don't know what their cadence is going to be, but the game just came out like less than a month ago. We've been out for 3 weeks, maybe. You know, they've got 4 DLCs already planned, a bunch of story updates in between, and then patches on top of that as a result of the live service game sort of evolving through use. So there's the interesting thing with this game is there's no subscription fee. So I'm genuinely curious to see how that's going to pan out long term. Guild Wars 2 has done it. I don't think Guild Wars 2 has a. Do they have a cash shop though? Guild Wars 2 might have a cash shop. I haven't played Guild Wars 2 in years. But yeah, like there's a console edition of Dune Awakening coming next year sometime, probably to coincide with the release of Dune Messiah when it hits theaters. Um, when people love what they do, it's not hard to put in the time and put in the effort, put in the work, and continually push out updates. It's PC only right now, yeah, Larry. It is a Steam release. Somebody literally commented on my Death Stranding early thoughts video and said, "Damn, you should get a job." And I wrote back, "Best part about my life? This is my job. I won the lottery of life. I get to do what I love for a living. Play video games." By the way, if you get to do what you love for life, whether it's painting, drawing, be a musician, play basketball, play baseball, when you get to do what you love for a living as opposed to doing something that you have to do for a living, it changes your entire perspective on life. And when people leave shitty comments like that on your videos, damn, you should get a job. First and foremost, Mike Sanskmine 4399. I'm sorry that your life sucks so bad that you have to shit on other people to try to get any enjoyment out of life. I, on the other hand, love my job and love my life. A lot of angry people out there in the world. Alright, where did I put my controller? Knock on wood, everybody. I don't know what happened, but we have been stable the last hour and a half. Knock on wood. We've been crashing all day today because of the weather. And we've been up now for an hour and a half, so I probably shouldn't have said anything. But I'm also like, oh my god, the internet has stayed up for the last hour and a half. Yay! The poor Stoic driving along on his road trip today. He stuck with it, even though I came back like 6 times. I was trying to play Death Stranding 2 today, but it kept, we did a little bit of Death Stranding 2 this morning, then Dune Awakening this morning, and then more Death Stranding 2, and then I was like, well, if it's going to crash again, let's go back and try some more Dune Awakening, because I wanted to make my Thopter. So I've got my Assault Thopter done. Filters. I need to make some filters for the water. Yeah, unfortunately, there are a bunch of unhappy people out there. And then we're going to make a bunch of aluminium. But first, we need to make some filters for the water. Which I can't. Why? What am I out of? Aluminium! I need aluminium to make more. I need 20 aluminium. Craft amount 20. Do you need to have played Death Stranding 1 to enjoy Death Stranding 2? No, and I'd answered that question the other day in greater detail. if you the only reason I would recommend someone playing Death Stranding 2, well, here's the explanation that I'm going to give a different version here. You don't need to have played the first one, but I would highly recommend doing so because it is such a unique gameplay loop, and a story that is really, really unique. And because it is a direct sequel to the first one, like direct sequel, I mean, it's direct sequel. It's not like some other games where like they put you up with different party members and stuff. It's a direct sequel, so you can play the second game without having played the first one because there is a recap at the beginning of the second game, which tells you everything you need to know. And then the tutorial system is pretty straightforward, so you can play the second one without a shadow of a doubt. You can without having played the first. But if you have the time and the budget, the first game is super cheap, and it's available everywhere now. It used to only be PlayStation, but now it's on PC and Xbox, so you can play the first one anywhere. Now, the second game is PS5 exclusive, so if you have played the first one, the second one there's gonna be story elements that make a lot more sense. The gameplay loop is gonna make a lot more sense. You'll understand the crafting system a little bit more. You'll understand the combat a little bit more. The second one is an exclusive. Yes, it's PlayStation exclusive, PS5 exclusive. For if I had to guess, it's probably going to be an exclusive for at least a year, if not two. Oh yeah, if you PC only, you have plenty of time. But I would recommend playing the first game if you have the time, Larry B. Get the director's cut. I think it's on sale right now for like $15. It's a damn good game. It's got like building. It's got crafting, it's got resource collection and harvesting, it's got a wacko science fiction storyline, it's got some pretty interesting combat. It's super satisfactory to like build massive highways. The zip lines are so cool when you're going through the mountains and you like build all your zip lines and then you can like fly around the mountains on your zip lines. I've got a whole playthrough from like 3 months ago on my YouTube channel. It was my first time playing the game. And it was awesome. I had a great time. AFK Mart says I just bought the first one on Steam for like $16. I'm playing through it now. Yeah, it's on sale right now. So if you have the time, Death Stranding 1 Director's Cut, definitely give that a recommendation. Come on, standard filters. I'm just waiting on an aluminium. All right, while I'm waiting on aluminium, I'll be right back. I'm going to take a quick bio and get another drink. If for some reason the internet goes down, I'll be back ASAP. Larry says, it turns out I already own the director's cut, so I'm good to go. Fuck yeah, man. Congrats. Tomb says, can't wait to get home to play this. Been thinking all day about Harkonnen building pieces. I'm about ready to create my Harkonnen alt. I almost did it this morning. We are live, Slacker. Knock on wood, the internet's been okay the last hour and a half. Well, by the way, thanks for the gifted subs earlier today, Slacker. My internet cut out right after you had gifted some subs, so since you're here, jumping on a flight to go back home to the UK, thank you very much for the gifted subs on Twitch this morning. I was not able to say thank you earlier because my internet went out. So knock on wood, we've been up for like the last hour and 45 minutes. So I'm here all afternoon. My niece is here now, so I have no distractions because Chris is keeping her occupied. So as long as the internet's here, it may go down. It's all good. I'll come back if I can. We do have more storms coming through, but I've got a hamburger about to get delivered because Chris is making my lunch right now. And now that we've got our assault thopter built, it is now time to start working on all this other production stuff. So first I need to get filters going, then I need to make a bunch of aluminium, and then I need to go on a harvesting round to go get some crystals from down deep underground. I did build it with storage because I do not need... While this is waiting here, let's go take a peek at it. I do not need a missile thing because I'm not doing PvP. So check this shit out because I also got the Atreides skin for it. Oh, we got some massive ping going on for some odd reason. Not sure what's up with that. Anyway, that's the beast. The boosters do work. Storage and boosters. You can't really see it because it's in the dark right now, but those are the storage chests. There's one here and there's one on the other side. And that's got boosters back in the back. But yep. She is built. Oh, we are having some massive internet connectivity issues. Yeah, the pentashield's working. That may be the game crashing right now. I spoke too soon about the internet because the game is crashing right now. Well, the game locked. I think we're having connectivity with the game. Oh, it just caught up. We are getting some massive ping. Well, there we go. We're in it. Oh, 507 ping. So I don't know if that's on my end or if that's their end. We're definitely getting some issues here. I'm checking all my internet stuff because it's been up and down all day. I'm also checking Discord. Yeah, we're gonna kill the game here. Yep, connection to server lost. So I'm about to crash. I'll just manually kill it. Not sure what that was. Technical difficulties. We'll be back in a second. I'm not sure what's up with that. But we'll go ahead and let me switch this over and reload the game. Oh, I know why. I know exactly what it was. So my the gaming PC was connected to the backup internet, and the backup internet is acting up again. So I'm gonna switch it to the main internet now. I didn't realize it had switched back over because we've been having up and down all day today. So that was a my issue, not the game issue. So just an FYI for the haters out there. Dune Awakening servers suck. No, it's not the servers. Trust me, it's my backwoods internet and hurricane weather. You finished the main story today, Slack? Nice. Thank you. Burger and fries has been delivered, everybody. Perfect time for the game to get back up. Mm, mm, mhm. And I hear Chris yelling at our Grandy. I don't know what she's doing. Larry says, I know there's a lot of package delivery in Death Stranding. Is it possible to enjoy the game with missing packages? Yeah, yeah. Oh no. The story is independent of package delivery.
I dream.
Package delivery is just one of the many things you do because your story is tied to you being a package delivery person. But there's a story behind all of it that is pretty awesome. All right, lunch has been delivered, guys. So we're gonna do the mukbang portion. I might mute myself while I eat some of this because it's gonna be crunchy. But we're gonna eat lunch while we finish building everything else. Maybe it'll be daytime. We can check out the ornithopter a little bit better. It is. So here is in all of its glory the assault thopter with the Atreides variant skin on it. Looking very, very nice. Let's take it out for a spin real quick because I know Slacker is here. Let me store this really quick so that I'm not got this thing taking up landing space. All right, let's take this bad boy for a spin. It does not move very quickly. But it is a lovely looking beast in the air. That Atreides skin is magnificent. I love the two like air filters for the jets right there behind the hole. Very cool. All right. You know what? I haven't checked if this has the same height as the other one. The other one is 750. I will say this thing is super slow. It's super, super, super slow. $750 is the cap for the other one. Also the cap for this one. So. She is a big old bitch. But my god. Pretty wicked. And then guess what? We finished the turn. Boost pack for the win! Whoa, 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 whoa. But she is so slow. so slow. Alright, let's back her into the garage here. I apologize for whoever's got their ornithopter parked behind me, because I'm gonna back right into you. So yeah, that's done. Yay! And then we can place our scouts here. But God, the scout is so much quicker and more maneuverable and my preferred way of getting around for sure. Alright, let me go back to making my filters and finishing my lunch here. John Simple asked, anyone in chat had issues with high pings? I've not seen any ping issues all week. The ping I was experiencing a bit ago was not the game, that was me and my crappy backwoods internet, so. Standard filter. I was trying to tell people this the other day, like I get a bunch of people in my YouTube comments claiming rubber banding, disconnects, all this stuff. I'm like, I think I have about 250 hours live streamed on the record on YouTube and Twitch. I don't think I've had a single disconnect that's related to the game. I've had a couple of disconnects related to my backwoods internet, but I haven't had any disconnects from the game. I haven't had any, etc. No, I don't have time to play Lies of P right now. Maybe, if I get time at some point, but it is not right now. What level am I? I don't know. 164. All right. Okay, water production is back on. That means I now should produce all of my aluminium, and I probably need to go do a crystal harvesting circuit down in the bottom of the rift. But I need all this aluminium for now, right? I mean, yes, because the next thing I need lubricant, which is not high priority right now. It's got like 2 weeks. There are 100 million things that could cause high ping, John Simple. It could be, I don't know what region you're playing on, distance to servers, backwoods internet like I have can cause ping issues. I mean, there could be a whole bunch of stuff causing ping. Are you playing on a private server? Are you on a public server? Like, I just don't know those answers. Generally speaking, ping is caused by distance to servers, your internet connection. Are there any issues with your internet connection? The speed of your internet connection? Is your internet connection having any problems? Is your ISP having problems? Where I live, as an example, we're in hurricane season. So I have 2 internet connections, and both of them are you playing in a region close to where you live? Like, I don't know where you live. Are you playing, like, if you're in the United States, are you playing on a US East Coast, West Coast, or Central server? That can affect distance to the region because they have different server hubs. If you're in the United States trying to play on a European server, you're going to have high ping rates. I am on a server where I don't get, like, I'm always about like 80 to 120 is what I'm getting. I did not choose a server cluster with like the 40 ping because they were all full. So I went with a lesser server, like I went with a server that wasn't full at character creation at launch, but had a higher ping because for me it was like, oh, that's acceptable. 80 to 120 is totally acceptable. It could just be they're having server issues where you live, or your internet provider is having issues. Who knows? Like, I mean, it sucks, but there's a million things it could be. All right, lunch is almost done. And I think we're gonna go down into the depths and harvest crystals. have no idea what is the secret cave, Stoic. Well, as always, shout out to my lovely wife for the amazing food, which allows me to keep going. Alright, do I have a fuel cell? I do. I'm not sure how that works, Slacker. I would assume that your home base is always going to be where you default spawn, unless you have like a respawn beacon set up or something like that. I don't quite know how that's going to work. You got me. That's the one that goes up and down. Alright, it has been a hot minute since I've been down in here. Let me set a... I got the hiccups because I ate too fast. Lovely. That's what you're not supposed to do, kids. Hork your food. Excuse me. Hey guys, I brought cookies in the form of a turret. I am a wizard floating around on the floor. Just call me wizard. Whee! Whee! Really. Don't make me manually do this. Oh no! This is awesome! My poor buggy's like, we gotta get upright. We gotta upright, man. We gotta get you upright. Oh, that was awesome. Can I really not get this one from here? I don't remember having issues with this before. Ugh. Ugh. Making me get out of my buggy. Really? Alright, this is starting to piss me off. Why won't you let me harvest you? At a funky angle down there. Somebody down here. There's some cool bases down here too. Like I think this is somebody's base if I remember correctly. Like I was never brave enough to build a base down here in the rift. Cause I wanted the views up top, but I'll tell you one thing, like if they ever get to the point where they can build elevators and stuff, I could see building a base down here. All right. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna turn around because there is a other place I can go to.
Need to reload.
This is funny to me because, like, while you have their 1% of whiny players who are off yelling at each other about the deep desert, I'm like 250 hours into the game and I'm still farming T3. Like, I still need more, like, cobalt paste, guys. I got other shit I want to build, man. That and the upkeep is legit on a big base like that. Like there's lots of stuff I gotta keep building to like repair. I think I am slowly getting to the point though where it's relatively like once you can make and survive off of purely like the tier 5 and tier 6 like filters and what do you call them like lubricants and stuff, I think it'll be less of an issue of needing to drop back. They may have already cleared this tunnel out, which means I may have to get creative about going somewhere else. I know there's like a radiation wall in here that you can go past. This is about as far as I usually come is down in here. I don't really ever go beyond this point. Secret cave near Chome Facility 4. That's 5. This is 6. Which one's 4? Barracks 7. Secret cave by number 4. That's 3. That's 4. So I guess if I wanted to keep going down there, I could. I don't feel the need though. I mean, I got quite a few crystals. It's enough to get me going. Like if I want to go all the way down to that other base, I'll just go grab the ornithopter. Well, since somebody cleared this tunnel out, we can just ride on back. I don't think all of them do, Howie. Most of them do. Some of them are kind of shorter. I think there's a couple that don't have chests. Most of them have the constellation chests, though. I suppose I could probably go in here and manually mine that shit, but I don't really want to. I think we'll just go back. Oh man, I tell you what, there is nothing for me, like one of my greatest pleasures in life is when you hork down a burger and fries and you've got that like post, yeah, you got the flavors just kind of sitting there. Smoky burger meat, delicious cheese, French fries, black coffee. This is what contentment tastes like. Hang on, I think I missed a turn off. That might have been my turn off right there. Or did I miss a whole... No, I think that was the... I think that's it right there. Yeah, this is it. Maybe I'll do a testing station on the way out. Like we can go do that number 63 or whatever up with the spice in it. Alright, it goes to the right. Let's get out of here. And I do need to start putting together a list of what I need to make next, because I don't need to stress about tier 6 production yet, but I can start thinking ahead to creating like my tier 5 mega cistern, a tier 5 wind trap. I need to make a spice refinery, but I don't have the power to do that yet, so that's going to be another thing, is getting the next power source set up so that I can make a spice refinery. And probably we're to the point where if we're going to be doing guild runs to the deep desert, I should probably make some community chests for the guild, so that we've got plenty of water and a place to store just random stuff. Put that up there in that room off of the landing pad. Okay, that's still running. Man, I can't wait till we can name our thopters and chests and stuff. Okay, cobalt paste. Refine that shiznizzle till we're out of water. All right, now we need to take a look at yeah. Spice refinery. Yeah, I see. I need a ton of cobalt paste. I'm gonna have to do some more runs. Probably that tomorrow morning. And I need 3 spice melange, but I gotta get that going first. So probably that's gonna be the next piece of gear that I make, is gonna be the spice refinery. But before I do that, I'm not gonna have enough power for it. I would have to get some additional. Yeah, see, that's gonna need more power. I can't build that until I can make spice melange. So I'm probably gonna have to create at least another 1 or 2 of these bad boys. That's probably going to be the next priority, is get 2 more of these going so that I have enough power to create the spice refinery. And then after the spice refinery, I'll want to get wind turbines up and going, which in turn takes spice, and also the large wind trap. Yeah, the shields work. Unfortunately, I haven't produced the video for the shields because this morning was the shields flare stick, and then my internet pooped out like 20 minutes in. So, but I haven't had a chance to go like clip that out. So, yeah, the shields are up. Here, take a quick look. Shields are up, and I have my assault ornithopter created, crafted, and parked. Yep. I'm still gonna do some more stuff with the rooftop, though. Now. Settle down. I gotta think about this. Water capacity is 500. Water gather rate 75 versus 175. Inventory volume. I think the power is going to be way more important. I think it's going to be Spice Refinery first, and then immediately after that is going to be the wind turbine, because I'm going to need so much more power to run everything, whether it's Death Still machines or the wind traps. I'm going to need a lot of juice, so that's going to be the number one priority after I get the Spice Refinery. I have to get the Spice Refinery built to be able to produce the melange to then build the wind turbines. And that's going to be a boatload more duraluminum and cobalt paste. So I still have quite a bit of a grind ahead of me with tier 5 materials to get all of that stuff in place so that I can even start thinking about producing tier 6 resources. So that's a long way away. But that does give me a rough idea. But you know what I do need? I am going to need a Mark V cutter ray so that when we go into the deep desert over the weekend, I can at least harvest any of the resources I come across. But I don't have thermoelectric coolers, so I can't get those until we run some of the Imperial testing stations in the deep desert. So, this weekend is probably going to be deep desert exploration to seek out caves and wherever those thermoelectric coolers are found, which I think are going to be, it says caves, primary source is caves, but that's for the EMF generators. I don't know about the thermoelectric coolers. Oh, they are caves, Slacker? Because it does tell me caves, so I was assuming it was caves. Yeah, so that's probably going to be what we do first on the weekend is going to be hit up some caves and Imperial testing stations in the deep desert and start farming like the little bits and pieces we need outside of the tier 6 resources. Yeah, I'm way ahead of pretty much everybody else in the guild floristic, so this weekend is going to be, I think there might be a couple people who are ready to dive into the deep desert, but it's still probably a month before everybody's ready to start making that journey. And we're not in a rush, so I have so much tier 5 shit to still create. Like I said, I've got to grind just to make this right here, I need another 120 duralumin. And look at all the cobalt paste. I need 160 cobalt paste. So I'm gonna have to make a few. I'm gonna have to make quite a few more paste runs to even get the cobalt paste together that I need to make the spice refinery, the wind turbines, like all that stuff. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't spend any more cash, Badger, because my taxes are pretty high. All right, Howie. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. It's gonna be Saturday and Sunday. At some point during the stream, we're gonna get together and go do some Imperial testing stations and caves. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, Floristic. It's just building shit. Like, I got my Thopter, my Assault Thopter built today, so that was like the big. That was the big thing. And now we're just literally grinding cobalt paste and aluminium so that I can make more duraluminum. At some point, I'm going to have to go do another crystal run for jasmium because I'm down to 200. The deep desert's about 1/2 right now. It's like the bottom half is PvE and the top half is PvP. Matter of fact, you know what, guys? Why don't we go? Let's. I got nothing to do but burn time right now. Let's go fly out into the deep desert, take a peek. I haven't looked at it. I went in there with All right, I've got my still tent. I've got a leader John. I've got my still suit. I should probably take some probes. Somewhere in here is my... There it is. Probably need to take 10 or 12 probes with me. Let's go explore a bit. I can't remember if you make the probes here or at the other thing. We'll make 11 of these. Which resource do you never have enough of? Water. Water. Water is my pressure point. I never have enough water. Ever. And this morning's pressure point was power. I had to make some emergency power turbines to power all those stupid pentashields. That went a little crazy with the pentashields up top. I can't mine anything out there right now, so let's just load up here. Alright, let me triple check. I need to take a couple of extra batteries with me. Two batteries should be more than enough. I'm not going to take armor with me because I'm not planning on really doing too much. I just want to explore a little bit. Because what I can do... Oh, you know what? I could take the cartographer skill, but I don't have any sync charts. Okay, I have two fuel things. I have a still tent. I have a leader john full of water. I got my still suit. I mean, I think we're as good as we're going to be to go hop out in the deep desert and do some exploration. What I don't have is sync charts. Let me see how much the sync charts cost at... Pinnacle Station. That because what I could, if we're gonna go exploring as a guild on the weekend, I've never made a sync chart before. I could make sync charts for the guild, maybe, or at least try out how that works. Because I don't know how to do the sync charts at all. If they're that expensive, I might not take them because that's pricey.
Still alive, are you?
Oh, I didn't bring my money with me. Yeah, they are 1,500 a pop. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Sorry, guys. I'll just be like, follow me to the resources. Yeah. All right. When am I gonna start decorating the inside of my base? I have no idea. Still got quite a bit left to build. Maybe next couple of weeks. I'm not in a rush, so. It's gonna be a hot minute. Man, I haven't heard any noise from outside for the last, like, hour. I wonder if they went for a walk or if she's down for a nap. Deep desert. There could be only one. Nothing survives the Coriolis storms. Now, if I remember correctly, I need to, like, mark back in here, so I always know how to get back to the zone line. Alright, let's go do a survey probe. Not high enough. Okay. Oh, you absolutely have to survey it. It's broken into sectors, Howie, man. There's 81 sectors. So you have to do each sector. And it refreshes every single week. So that's the whole point of, like, that's part of the loop, is that the guilds have to send out scouting parties every single week to scout and use survey probes and then make sync chart maps for the rest of the guild. And or, hey everybody, follow me. I'm going to take you to the map location. All right, Sector A6 has Bumpkiss in it. Nothing. Let's go over the next one over, which is just west of us. Now, I think what most guilds are doing is probably they have somebody doing a survey, screenshotting it, sharing it in a Discord, and then all the guild members can then take a look at the screenshot and know where to go. That's probably what's happening. Like, as much as Funcom wanted that to be a really cool mechanic, the cartography skill and everything, I highly doubt anyone is actually using that. Because why would you when you could just put a screenshot in Discord and it doesn't cost you any credits, you know? Okay, this one has an Imperial testing station. That's good. So on Saturday, we already know that there's an Imperial testing station immediately as soon as we zone into the deep desert. So I can go... Oh, and there's a couple of shipwrecks too if we wanted to. So I have found... Let's keep going west, and let's just scan all of these to the west and see what I can find. And then come this weekend, I'll know exactly where to go, because we'll have these scanned. Because I don't think it resets until Tuesday. I probably need to head over here so we can get high enough to survey this next section. We're about to zone over. Alright, we are now in the next quadrant. Sector A4. What do we get? We have another Imperial testing station. That's badass. So Saturday, boom, we got 2 Imperial testing stations back to back that we can hit. Let's keep on going left. We got another quadrant to scan. Alright, well, that didn't work. This is rather cool because I have way more free time than a lot of people that play in the guild, so I have no problems coming out here and being like, hey guys, here's 3 Imperial testing stations we can hit Saturday. Or here's 5 caves that we can go to. And then if I have spent like an hour on what is today, Thursday afternoon, and I come find a bunch of caves, you know, it might take me an hour to scan the whole length of this. Because remember, there's what, eight? There's 8 rows, 9 rows. I think there's 8 rows. It's 8 by 8, I think. So if it takes me an hour to scan the bottom 8, and I find, you know, yes, Howie, it definitely tells you, but it's the top half. So the bottom 4 quadrants. So let me get to this safe space over here. You see how we're in sector A3 right now? I'll have to basically, there's 8 squares across the bottom. Those are all row A. The next row north is row B. The next row north is row C. Row D. Row E. A, B, C, and D are all PvE zones. So the bottom 4, that might be a shipwreck. That is going to be a PvP point. So let's not land there. Uh-oh, we need 24 more meters. No, do not slide off the cliff. There's 2 shipwrecks here right by each other. I'm not equipped to do a cave right now. I'm out here in my still suit. Shit. My bird wants to keep sliding. Yeah, I know. Survey failed. I know. My bird is sliding and I don't have my thingy out to collect it. Really? This is gonna be annoying. Did it stop moving? Alright. They're definitely set up for groups. They're set up for groups of 4. So I'm not going into any Imperial testing stations by myself. I might try some caves by myself, but not today. This is just a scouting run. And I won't do a... So this is a scouting run. When I'm ready to come here and do those things, I will then go back to my base, get my actual heavy armor set, and then come back in a heavy armor set. But I'm not gonna do any. I'm not gonna do that while I'm in my I'm in my still suit. So I am definitely just here to scout right now. Yeah, all right. I got a third testing station for us. Anyway, Howie, row A, and then up here is row B. So this is A3, B3. So I came in at A5. So I've scouted rows. I scouted A6, A5, A4. I'm gonna scout all the way over to A1, and then that might be all I scout today. And tomorrow I might come back and scout the other direction, and come up and start scouting B. And then on the weekend, when the guild is ready, we might come up here and do some Imperial testing stations. Or if I find a cave. I still haven't found a cave yet. There's definitely it's if you read the patch notes, they definitely dropped the scarcity of ore. So the PvE section has less ore than it used to have because they dropped the density, not the scarcity. They reduced the density. They reduced the amount of ore in the PvE section. Sun's coming up. About to start getting roasted here. I'm getting XP every time I do a survey map. That's kind of cool. Oh wow, there's another. So every single one of these quadrants has had. So I've now found 4 Imperial testing stations for us to run as a group this weekend. That's fucking awesome. That's really, really cool. Like, I do not understand who these people are who are like, there's nothing to do in the deep desert. Okay. We're not even touching the Landsrat. We're just out here going for schematics and bits and pieces to make new sets of gear and everything. And like, I'm just cruising, man, and scouting. I've been out here for 30 minutes and I've done five quadrants. Can you imagine how long it would take me? I would need 81 survey probes. Probably a hell of a lot more fuel. Oh shit, speaking of fuel. Definitely going to need to come out here with more fuel. Next time I come out here, we should probably go around. As opposed to fly over. Right, rated. There's no content while they continue to play 250 hours of the game. To go up high for this one. That's not going to be in this quadrant, I don't think. I bet this is not high enough. Oh, it is. Cool. This is quadrant A1, so this is the last one on this side. Now, one thing I will say is I am going to have to be conscious of my fuel out here because I only brought 2 cubes and I just used half of one. So fuel is something, if you're going to be out here scouting, that's a big deal. All right, and yet another, nope, 2 shipwrecks in this one, but no Imperial testing station. Let's go north. That rock right there. That's gonna be B1. Look at that mountain in the distance, guys. Like, can you imagine how long it's gonna take me to get? That's a long flight right there. Like, this to me is so badass. Like, the concept of what they've built with the deep desert is so cool. Oh, whoa, whoa. Survey has already been performed. Oh, I'm still in sector. Okay, I'm still in the sector. Gotta go up a little bit further. Somebody's got a base up here at the edge of that cliff right there. There's an ornithopter. It is a good time rated. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, Metroid. Better to have too much fuel than not enough. That's very true. I'm almost out of probes anyway. I only brought like a dozen probes. But that's good to know for future. If it takes me about an hour to burn through 12 probes, it's good to know for future use. Alright, so Jack Diddley in Sector B1. And also something we have not considered as a group yet is the fact that long term, if we're going to be doing any serious repetition of the deep desert, we have to have a blueprint for a base so that we can all have very basic protection and a place to land our thopters so we don't have to fly back every single time. But that's months away from that kind of shit. Let's get in the shade. I haven't even done that yet, Slacker. That's a thing. Like, you can scan for buried treasure. Never done it. Not in the Haga Basin either, so I have no clue how to even do that. I do like the fact that I'm getting XP for every one of these probes I launched. That was not something I anticipated. Alright, nothing in Sector B. Oh, there's some rocks up there. It's like one of those things. Do I want to be brave and go out there, or do I just want to keep going east? I think today I'm okay with just doing this. Like, you can see everybody, all these bases are super blocky. Like, no one's building fancy bases out here. They have a very basic block structure. They have a blueprint. They slap it down. They get it up. It's a cube. You've got your filtration system inside, a pentashield, parking garage, processing stations. Like, these are all block bases. Every single one of these is just a block. So I can tell you on my server, so everyone was saying how there's no bases in the bottom four quadrants. Like, that's what you see on Reddit. That's just not true on my server. Like, there are shitloads of bases in these lower quadrants. Like, I don't know what server people are talking about where no one's building base. They're only building bases at the top far north on the edge of the PvP. I'm like, what? We just passed like 15 bases. Now, unfortunately, I don't think I can scan anything here because I'm not able to get high enough. I think there's a cave right there. I wonder if I could like land on top of this and do a survey. I surely can. There's no titanium ore in this section, so there's no titanium ore for people to block. What I am pointing out is the people who claim that no one builds bases in the bottom sections of the map. That's just not true. Like, all I'm seeing is bases in the bottom quadrant of the map. Like, it's just lining the first row and the second row. So on my server, in my deep desert, there's a ton of bases in the first two quadrants. If you go to Reddit, people claim that no one builds bases in the bottom quadrants, and that everyone goes up to row 4 and 5. I'm seeing tons of bases in row 1 and 2, so I'm just saying, like, obviously every server is different. I can't answer that question for you, Exodus. That's a you decision. Like, I have no idea if you want to do that. I don't know your internet connectivity. I don't know any of those things. I don't know if we're going to find anything high enough here to do a survey. I don't even know what all these nodes are. Oh, hello. That's still basalt and other stuff. Maybe on your server, Sawtooth. Your server is not my server. Every server is different. My server appears to be very different to what every Reddit poster claims. Because every Reddit poster claims that, oh, there's nobody building bases in the first 2 rows. I'm like, my 2 rows are full, man. Do I have any more probes? I might be out of probes. I got one more. We'll do one more, and then that's gonna be all she wrote for my desert explorations for the day. Look at all these bases. Look at all these bases popping into view. But no one builds bases in the first 2 rows. Look at all these bases popping into view. Just saying, guys. Every server's different. Last probe away. Well, that's a cool looking pyramid base over there they got. We'll get there, Howie. Yeah, we'll get there for sure. Well, it looks like the row 2, the row of B, has a lot of nothing so far in it. Looks like we might have to go into row C to find anything truly interesting. Definitely lots of stuff in row A. And I haven't finished all the way over on the other side. But look at all these bases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bases just right here, all in row 2. What are you talking about? No bases, Sawtooth. This place is full of bases. I don't know what you're talking about. Of course there would be no bases after Coriolis Storm. Like, we're seeing tons of bases. 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11 bases in the past, like, 10 seconds. Not to mention the 20 or 30 we already passed back there. Look at all these. There's another one right there. 13. Here's 3 more right up here. Like, all I can say is our server that our community plays on, all I'm seeing in the deep desert is row 1 and 2 is full of bases, which means that people on our server are very much still focused on this side of the deep desert, this bottom half of the deep desert. Because if our server was everyone rushing to the PvP side of things to build bases on the titanium like so many people claim, there wouldn't be anybody here. My entire row A is full of bases all the way down. Now, that may That also, woo! We still have to go north. I have to go north to see what the northern sections look like, which I'm not doing today because I got other things that I need to work on. All right, I do gotta figure out how the fuck to get out of here now. So it's right back over there. Look at all this, more bases. I'm not gonna see any ore down here, no, because all the T6 ore is farther north. It's not in the first two sections. It's gonna be up in like the third and fourth and fifth and beyond. Yeah, Lonnie, that's what I'm saying. You can't believe everything you read on Reddit or what people spam in the Discord for Dune Awakening, because a lot of it's just hyperbole and made up bullshit. Hyperbole meaning exaggerated. I am absolutely certain that there are people in certain zones who build bases on top of ore. I have never seen that on our server. Not in Haga Basin. Certainly not seeing it right here. All I'm seeing is a bunch of bases set up for people right along that first row, which is all the PvE players. Because the only people who care about building bases way far north are the PvP players. So our server, I can tell you what I've seen from our deep desert is that everyone is PvE related because they're all building bases right there in the PvE zone. So that's really cool. That makes me very, very hopeful for when we eventually decide to do Landsrat activities related to the deep desert, that we're going to have a pretty pleasant experience in our deep desert because people are there focused on the right reasons. As opposed to, I'm going to build a base over your zone and I'm going to snipe you just because. Thanks for the gifted sub, Will Topo. Appreciate it. Over on Twitch. Thanks for the support. Blackthorn says PvPers giving away their ganking plans or calling people cowards in the global chat is hilarious. Right? I keep my proximity chat off for a reason. Oh, here's that pyramid base that guy built. That's nice. Whiskey Dad says it's in the aluminum tier and you have to spend a lot of research. Was that in reference to a question, Whiskey? Did I miss a question? Sorry, I was paying attention to deep desert stuff and exploring. I wasn't reading chat. I might have missed a question or two in there. Spice blow! Actually, where was that? Where was that? Am I going to be able to see where that was? Yep, let's go. Let's see if I can get to it. I don't know if it's going to be close to something, but we can check it out and see, because I definitely need some melange. Let's get that ready. If I can find it. If it's close to a rock, if it's out in the middle of nowhere, I don't want to get it. This is not a private server, no. Yeah, I'm reading chat, not paying attention where the spice blow is. Did I miss it? Oh, there it is right there. Oh man, that's a little too close. Oh, there's already somebody there, that's why. I'm gonna let them risk it. I don't need spice that bad. I will get my spice in the mornings. Where's my base at? Anyway, I was scamming through there and I saw somebody asking about Alpha asks, how do you unlock an ornithopter? I will show that on screen in just a minute. Let me get back to the safety of my base first. I just had to buzz their camp. It's got to be a bug. I've not seen that. All right. How do you get an ornithopter? So, you have to go into your research tab, like so, right here. Scroll over to the vehicle tab, which is right here. So you have suggested tab, water discipline, combat, construction, exploration, vehicles. And you're going to scroll down until you get to aluminium. The second one over is your Scout Ornithopter Mark IV. That's the very first ornithopter you can build. It requires a boatload of aluminium. So, it's in the vehicle tab of your research section. Under the aluminium tier is your first rank of ornithopter. That's your Scout Ornithopter. Hopefully that answers that question. Nice, Lonnie. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, you have to spend research points to unlock the tiers. There's a lot of stuff you have to do to get to that point in the first place. Yep. For sure. Okay. When do I pay taxes? 2.5 days from now, almost 3 days. What's funny is when I was growing up, I always called um, you're not wrong, how I meant. It's I said aluminium. It's aluminum. I was thinking of something different because of later on it's the duraluminum. So my bad. It's aluminum. Thank you. That's tired brain. I'm like, wait a second, let me go look at that. It's aluminum. Not aluminium. I don't know what the height limit is, Tombs. I went up 7 or 8 on mine, I think. I went up a bunch. I would have to go back to the live stream and watch it. Man, how long have I been calling it aluminium when it's just aluminum? Well, I think it's because they call the second tier as duraluminum, and so I just was going aluminium. Because aluminium is the British pronunciation anyway, but it's aluminum would be the English. Right, it's British to say aluminium, and I just assumed that it was aluminium because the next tier is duraluminum and then plastinium or whatever it's called. And so I've been calling it aluminium this whole time until Howie called me out. He's like, actually, it's aluminum. Seriously, plastinium, duraluminum, and I was thinking the whole time that it was aluminium, and it's just aluminum. 250 hours into the game. God damn it. Potato. Tomato. Oh. It's just aluminum, kids. I was making it sound all highfalutin. It's just aluminum. Now I feel silly. Because I have been calling it that the whole time I've been playing the game. It's aluminium, my dears. Did it finish my cobalt while I was out exploring? Nope, I could do a whole bunch more. Well, let's keep that cobalt paste going. Oh, hang on, I got a WhatsApp message I never saw. Hang on, I gotta watch some, my brother sent me some messages I gotta watch. They ask for chips and get crisps. By the way, cucumber sandwiches are pretty awesome with some cream cheese. My brother is having some construction woes during remodeling his house. Yeah, we have the episode up from Sunday night. I put it up right after we finished Slacker. So there is a 30-plus minute episode of our family Lotro night. We'll be back again this Sunday night, I think. We were supposed to play for longer, but the first hour was my brother trying to get all everybody's Discords working because everybody's mics and headsets were not being nice with Discord, so he had to get everybody set up. So the first hour was me just chuckling to myself because and getting a chuckle because the kids were yelling and my sister-in-law was laughing and I was laughing and my poor brother was running around laptop to laptop going to 4 different laptops trying to get everybody set up on Lotro and get everything going. But I think we got the technical difficulties out of the way, so theoretically we'll be back again Sunday night with no technical glitches. The hardest part is my 7-year-old niece is she's not the video game veteran that her 11-year-old brother is. So her 11-year-old brother is very much, and he's not wanting to stick with the group. He's like running off, doing quests ahead of the group. Where are you guys at? It's like, dude, we're over here escorting the 7-year-old who's like getting sidetracked by puppies and stuff, and he's like, I've already completed these 3 quests. What are we doing? And it's like, dude. It's funny. They're kids. Speaking of which, I got a really funny video. This is my 7-year-old niece. Hang on. I gotta pull up my brother's TikTok. This is hilarious. Here, I can actually let me pull this up on my computer, because then I can actually show you guys. So my niece, she's 7. Both of these kids do rodeo, and my niece has been riding bulls for like the past 3 years. Like full on like riding bulls. Like it's the kids rodeo, but she rides bulls and stuff. And then I gotta find this video because my brother put this up the other day, and I was like, God damn. Oh, hang on. I'm not gonna want to play this because it's gonna have licensed music. I'll just do it on my phone because otherwise I will get a ding. I forgot because these TikTok videos use licensed stuff. Anyway, this is my niece who she's 7 years old. She's like off like just rolling around doing donuts on her little 4-wheeler. And then she's nuts, like just nuts. And then my nephew ran his right into the truck. Like he's 11. But like this is my niece, she's out there like doing donuts in her 4-wheeler, but then like playing Lotro, she's struggling a little bit because she gets sidetracked and want to go off and do all the quests. Kids being kids. They're ranch kids. They get to do all sorts of cool shit. I can't tell you how many people are in panic mode because she's out there doing donuts on a 4-wheeler. You shouldn't be letting your kids do that, man. You know what? At least my niece and nephews get to have lives. Nothing wrong with video games, but it's also good to get out there and live a little. Alright, I don't think I need to process anything else. It's literally cobalt paste, and then that's it. We're essentially out of water. I'll just let it go overnight. And then tomorrow morning when I get up, we will worry about the next stage of things. Well, tomorrow morning is going to be more Death Stranding 2. Is there anything else I can build before we wrap up tonight? It's just this. I need to make steel, but I can't do steel until we're done with all the cobalt processing. I'm pretty sure we have enough iron because I went and mined a bunch of iron today. Oh yeah, I've got 555 iron ore, so I'll be able to produce a bunch of iron tomorrow morning to produce a bunch of steel. And then I can build, I think I needed 2 more. The Spicer factory takes 200. Oh, I need more than 2. Well, 2 give me 150. That's going to take 200. Yeah. I get 300. I need at least 2 to build a spice refinery. So let me write this down so that I remember what I need to do tomorrow morning. It's going to be times 2 wind turbines times 1 spice refinery. I honestly should have everything I need to make those items. The pressure point tomorrow morning is going to be water to make that 160 duraluminum. But that's what I can do tomorrow. I know I'm gonna do. We're gonna do one more thing before I wrap up. I want to go do some more base building before we're done tonight. I do not recommend racing through anything Ravenshard. I was 72 hours into the game before I worried about my first ornithopter. You should prioritize what you want to prioritize. There is zero reason to rush. Zero reason. I built 2 bases, 2 mining buggies before I ever even thought about building an ornithopter. So that I could have a tier 3 mining facility south, and then later I established one up north so that I could have tier 4, and then went back and forth between the two, and eventually got my ornithopter. You don't need 2 bases though. What I would suggest is put your first base somewhere near Anvil Station, like once you get out of the tutorial and they want you to move north. When you get to that point, and it tells you to like abandon the first base to build your second base, build that second base up near Anvil Station in the Eastern Vermilius Gap, because you're going to be there a long, long time. Make that your hub. Get your bike, get your buggy, take your time. You could do a lot from that base, and you can eventually work your way up to getting an ornithopter. The only thing the ornithopter does is it makes it faster to get around to do quests. That's all it does. So if you don't care about the quest and you're just focused on like the crafting and the base building, you don't need an ornithopter. Like it just speeds up travel is all it does. It has a very small storage compartment, assuming you don't put the booster on it, because if you put the booster on it, you don't get a storage compartment at all. Yeah, take your time, be a desert nomad, explore the game at your own pace. Ignore any guide on the internet that tells you how to do it fast, how to get your ornithopter fast, how to get credits fast, how to get spice fast. Like, don't watch those guides. Take your time. Because then you'll do what I do, and you'll put 50 hours into building a massive base like this, and you ignore the rest of the game because you're just making bases and multiple ornithopters. Alright, I want to do something with the roof, and I don't know what yet. See if I like the look of this when we go around the. Oh, I'm gonna be out of plastone. Hold that thought. Let's try something different. Ooh. Ooh. I like the upward flange. Problem is, how's this gonna wrap? I don't know how I'll be able to make this wrap around the edge. This might not wrap. What do we got for the wrap? Nothing. There we go. We do have some. Oh, buddy. Well, I know what I'm doing. We're going to do this and see what it looks like from down below. I'm up here building in the daytime, roasting in the sun. Oh, I hear a cat crying. I'm going to have to go check on. It's probably Lucas. If my niece and Chris are outside or gone somewhere, he's probably asking to go to the bathroom. Let me get this wrapped. It's 4 o'clock anyway. They're probably getting hungry. You know what? I wonder if I could put.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
That looks pretty groovy. Now, I wonder if I could do like a half wall that sits. Nah, it's not. Oh, it will. I could totally build those. Oh, except I don't know how I'm going to do that around the corner. Oh, I could totally build like a lip that comes down on the outside edge of that. Fuck yeah. Oh, we're totally going to do that. We're going to have that arced out, and then we're going to have a lip around the edge, too. Let me check on the cats real quick, and I'll be back as we work on the base build.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Alright, kitty cat's asking for food and snacks. Alright, let's go ahead and get this connected. Best part about this is I can finally burn up some of this granite. Let's get creative about that. I don't know how I'm gonna get those to. I may have to build a landing strip out there to like get out to be able to place those. Because I can't quite get to the corners from here. Oh no! That's what I was afraid of. Oh no! I should have been paying attention. Alright. Let's try not to die while we build our base. I'm gonna have to build some scaffolding to get out here to get to those last little corners, I think. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to reach there from here. Alright. Well, let's go to the roofs. We can just do this. Should be plenty if I'm careful. Booyah. Okay. Oh, damn it. Destroyed the wrong thing. Now reset the permissions to guild. God. Yeah, the base building is... That's my end. Base building and cosmetics are my end game. It's not even a competition, man. Some people prefer to sit on Reddit and cry about things that don't exist. I'm too damn busy building bases, man. Because you know what happens after this? Is I gotta go make my, I gotta go make my Harkonnen alt. And start the process all over again. Not really. I do have a Harkonnen alt planned, but I doubt I'll be doing any base building on that character. That's just gonna be for me to satisfy my curiosity about doing the Harkonnen side of things, and to be able to make some guides for YouTube from the other side of the fence. Yeah, they've got a good start, Z-Ray, for sure. Like, they've already got so much that you can do with base building. And, you know, all the vehicles you can build. And as they add more to it, like, there's just more stuff coming. Like, I just always go say, look at what they did with Conan Exiles over the last however many years that game's been out. And give this game an equal amount of time, and you will have plenty of things to do. Plenty of things to build. gotta go outside for the next portion of this. I may have to. Is that the outer face? I can't tell. No, it's inner face. There's the arrow. Ah, you're gonna make me build something there, aren't you? There we go. It's definitely a hot take, because there is a shitload to do in Conan Exiles. Conan Exiles is... The difference between this game and Conan Exiles is this game has more narrative RPG, and that game is a lot more, like, environmental storytelling. So it can feel like there's nothing to do if you are someone who needs there to be structured guidance. Like if you need there to be NPCs telling you where to go and what to do, then Conan Exiles can feel a little lacking. But if you can appreciate environmental storytelling, it is a massive, massive game that is way bigger than this game in terms of like what they have going on. I need just a tiny bit more granite from these two pieces. So I'm probably going to have to demolish these two and then build these with... Yeah, so you just said exactly what I was saying. In that you need to have some sort of person telling you what to do, like an NPC. You need an NPC guiding you, otherwise you feel lost, and that's normal. That's fine. Not everybody's gonna enjoy those types of games the same. All right, fly safe, Slacker. See you on the other side. All right, I essentially just wrapped up that whole rooftop, and I had literally just enough granite to make it work. Which means now we can fly around and see what that edge looks like. Oh, that looks beautiful. Oh, that looks phenomenal. Alright, very, very happy with that. And the best part about this is that whenever we do get to the point where we want to build the carrier, this top structure, I've got just enough space. Look at that. Just enough space to build like 2 or 3 high walls and get our ornithopter, our carrier thopter up top here. Booyah. Booyah, bitches. Well, that is what I call a nicely tidied up rooftop. Now, in a perfect world, which I really hope they will eventually sort out, what I want to do is bring those pentashields out to follow the triangle so that I can have them be triangular instead of square. But the current pentashield limitation is it must be a 90-degree angle. It won't do those. But if I can eventually wrap so that these right here have pentashields doing that right there to cover those and then cap the end, that's going to be what the final base would look like, as I would have those triangle platforms wrapped with penta shields as opposed to the square cubes in the middle. Well, I have to say, I think we're almost done with the exterior build. I think the next step is going to be I need to create the floors in this building, because there needs to be like 2 or 3 floors. So that'll be the next step, is going in here and figuring out how tall do I want the floors to be. Once I've done that, I think we can start the interior decoration. Yeah, I want penta shields for rounded corners and penta shields for the triangles, but that's gonna be, yeah, those will be long-term things for them. Okay, that is a wrap on all of my crystals. Go ahead and get some iron producing. Actually, you know what? I need more than iron. Let's get some lube for the morning. That way I can, because I'm going to need lube to fill the wind turbines when I make those tomorrow morning. So that is a great place for me to wrap it up, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Death Stranding 2. What time is it? There is a chance I'll be back for some Death Stranding 2 later tonight. It's 4 o'clock right now, though. I need to go do chores. It's raining outside, so I gotta just take care of the cats and take care of some chickens. Chris is laying down with my great niece, so I'm gonna go sneak outside and do chores for her. And get up, do some exercises and stuff, rest my eyes a bit. If the internet's good, I'll try to come back and do some more Death Stranding 2 to make up for the morning, since I wasn't able to stream a lot this morning because of all the internet outages. And hopefully I'll see everybody tomorrow morning, because we'll be doing it again tomorrow with Death Stranding 2 in the morning, and then Dune Awakening after that. Have a great day. Thanks, everybody. We had a bunch of gifted subs again over on Twitch today. We had a couple of new members on YouTube. Oh, I'm about to go record a video outside for our channel members as well. So if you're a channel member over on YouTube, give me about 20-30 minutes, because I got to go outside to record the video that I want to record for our channel members. So I'm going to go do that right now, and I'll have that up here in a